Hey there, aspiring investors. If you're wondering how to kickstart your investment journey with just $100, you're in the right place. As someone who's been in the wealth building game for years, I'm often asked, what's the best way for beginners to invest a small amount like $100? To answer this, I decided to put my money where my mouth is. 4 years ago, I invested $100 into 5 different options, all from the comfort of my laptop. Today, I'm diving into the results to help you decide which path might be right for you. To keep things clear, I'll evaluate each investment based on 5 key factors. Learning curve. How much time and effort does it take to understand and succeed with this investment? Passive income potential. Can this investment generate income without selling it? Tax efficiency. Are there tax benefits that help you keep more of your profits? Risk level. How likely are you to lose money, and how volatile is the investment? Results. What's the actual return on my $100 investment after 4 years? Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing my personal experiences and results. Always do your own research, as investing involves risks, and everyone's situation is unique. Let's get started. Imagine owning a tiny piece of a company you love, like Apple or Tesla. That's what investing in individual stocks is all about. You're betting on the success of specific businesses, which can be thrilling but requires some serious homework. Investing in individual stocks isn't a game of chance, it's a skill. To succeed, you need to research a company's financial health, leadership, and market position. This means analyzing balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow reports. It's like being a detective, piecing together clues about a company's future potential. For beginners, this can take months to learn. A great way to start is by using a trading app with a practice account. These let you trade with virtual money, so you can test strategies without risking your cash. I recommend sticking to a long-term approach, holding stocks for 2 to 10 years to ride out market ups and downs. Stocks can make you money in 2 ways. First, if the stock price rises, you can sell for a profit. Second, some companies pay dividends, regular cash payouts to shareholders. These dividends are like mailbox money, flowing in without you lifting a finger. Not all stocks offer dividends, but those that do can provide a steady passive income stream. For example, big names like Coca-Cola or Johnson & Johnson often pay reliable dividends. If you play your cards right, stocks can be tax-friendly. In the UK, you can use a stocks and shares ISA to shield your profits and dividends from taxes. In the US, a Roth IRA offers similar benefits. These accounts act like a tax-free bubble around your investments. Tax rules vary by country, so check what's available where you live. As always, consult a tax professional, as I'm not one. Stocks can be a wild ride. I learned this the hard way back in the 1990s during the dot-com boom. I struck gold with a few picks, but when the bubble burst, some of my cheaper investments went to zero. If you put all your eggs in 1 or 2 baskets, a company's failure could wipe out your investment. Diversifying across multiple stocks helps, but the risk remains high compared to other options. 4 years ago, I decided to have some fun and pick a stock by throwing a dart at a board with 20 options. Blindfolded, I landed on Samsung. My $100 investment in Samsung is now worth $67.72, including 10 cents in dividends. That's a 32.3% return, ouch. But here's the twist. If my dart had hit Apple, my $100 would be worth $170. Microsoft, $188. Nvidia, a whopping $498. This shows how stock picking can be a lottery. Success depends on research and strategy, not luck. My personal portfolio includes some of these winners, but the Samsung pick proves how unpredictable stocks can be. Pro tip: try an app like Trading 212, which offers a demo account to practice trading and lets you buy fractional shares, e.g., 0.07 of a Samsung share. UK investors can also use it to set up a tax-free ISA. I reached out to Trading 212, and they're offering a free fractional share worth up to $100 if you sign up with the code WealthBuilder and fund your account. Invite friends, and you both get a free share. Check the link below for details, but always do your own tax research. Ever dreamed of owning property but don't have the cash for a down payment? Enter real estate investment trusts, or REITs. These are like crowdfunding for real estate. You pool money with others to own a share of properties like office buildings, malls, or apartments, and you earn a cut of the rental income. REITs are simpler than buying a house. You don't need to deal with mortgages, tenants, or repairs. However, you'll need to learn the basics. REITs own income-generating properties and distribute profits to investors. Researching which REIT to pick, based on the types of properties it owns, e.g., retail versus healthcare, takes some effort, but it's far less complex than analyzing individual stocks. REITs are passive income powerhouses. By law, they must distribute at least 90% of their profits as dividends, so you get regular payouts as long as the properties are rented. Commercial leases are often long-term, making the income fairly stable. Your returns depend on the REIT's performance and property type, but the dividend potential is a big draw. REITs can be tax-smart. In the UK, holding them in a stocks and shares ISA means your dividends and profits are tax-free. The US has similar options with IRAs. Tax rules vary, so check local regulations. REITs don't offer unique tax breaks beyond these accounts, but the ability to shield income makes them attractive. REITs are less risky than owning a single property since they spread investments across many properties. If one building struggles, others can balance it out. However, real estate markets can dip, and if tenants stop paying rent, like during a recession, dividends and share values may drop. It's safer than stocks but not bulletproof. 4 years ago, I invested $100 in a REIT focused on commercial properties using Trading 212. Today, it's worth $98.59, a 1.41% return. Not great, but I earned $11.93 in dividends, boosting my total to $110.52, a 10.52% gain. The pandemic hit commercial real estate hard, which explains the underwhelming performance. Still, the dividends kept me in the green, showing REITs' income potential. Cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, is digital cash that operates on blockchain technology, secure, transparent, and free from government control. It's been a wealth-creating machine for some, but it's also a roller coaster that can leave you dizzy. Crypto sounds intimidating, but it's manageable. You'll need a digital wallet to store your coins. Online wallets are user-friendly but need strong security, while hardware wallets, like Ledger, are safer but pricier. Next, choose a reputable exchange like Coinbase or Binance to buy and sell. Finally, understand tokenomics, how a coin's supply and demand work. For example, Bitcoin's limited supply, 21 million coins, drives its value. Learning these basics takes a few weeks, but it's not rocket science. Crypto doesn't pay dividends like stocks, but you can earn passive income. Staking lets you lock up coins, like Ethereum, to support the blockchain and earn rewards. Yield farming involves lending your crypto for interest, similar to a savings account. Both methods carry risks. If the coin's value crashes or the platform is hacked, you could lose big. I stick to holding Bitcoin and Ethereum in a secure wallet and avoid these strategies for simplicity. Crypto is a tax headache. In many countries, trading one coin for another or earning staking rewards triggers taxes. Unlike stocks or REITs, you can't hold crypto in tax-advantaged accounts like ISAs or IRAs. This makes it less tax efficient, so keep meticulous records and consult a tax expert. Crypto is the Wild West of investing. Prices can skyrocket. Bitcoin surged 1,000% in some years, or plummet overnight. Smaller altcoins, or even riskier, and scams are rampant. Lose your wallet's private key, and your money's gone. I stick to established coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum for slightly less volatility, but it's still a high-stakes game. 4 years ago, I invested $100 in Bitcoin via Coinbase and left it alone. Today, it's worth $624.12, a 524.12% return. Bitcoin has been the top-performing asset of the past decade, but don't expect every coin to deliver like this. Many cryptocurrencies crash to zero. Crypto's exciting, but its volatility requires nerves of steel and careful research. Gold has been a symbol of wealth for centuries. It's a safe haven asset, meaning it holds value during economic turmoil or inflation, making it a favorite for cautious investors. Investing in gold is straightforward. You can buy physical gold, coins or bars, or gold ETFs, which track gold's price without needing storage. Physical gold requires a safe place to keep it, while ETFs are as easy as buying stocks on apps like Trading 212. Avoid gold jewelry. It's marked up for design, not investment value. You can learn the ropes in a day or two. Gold doesn't generate income. No dividends, no interest, just the potential for price appreciation. It's a store of value, not a cash flow machine, so don't expect passive income here. Gold's tax treatment depends on the form. In some countries, certain gold coins, like UK gold sovereigns, are exempt from capital gains tax as legal tender. Gold ETFs can be held in tax-free accounts like ISAs or IRAs, shielding profits. Physical gold has a unique perk. You can transport it across borders discreetly, though this carries legal and theft risks. Always check local tax laws. Gold is a stable investment, holding value during inflation or market crashes. However, it doesn't grow like stocks or crypto, so you might miss out on bigger gains. Price fluctuations are milder than crypto but still present, especially during economic booms when investors favor riskier assets. 4 years ago, I invested $100 in a gold ETF via Trading 212. Today, it's worth $140.11, a 40.11% return. It's not as flashy as Bitcoin, but gold's steady performance proves its worth as a wealth preserver, especially during uncertain times. Index funds let you own a slice of hundreds of companies, like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, in one go. They track a market index, like the S&P 500, giving you instant diversification without picking individual stocks. Index funds are beginner-friendly. You don't need to analyze companies, just pick a fund, invest, and let the market work its magic. Platforms like Trading 212 make it easy to buy with a few clicks. It's the ultimate, set it and forget it, investment, requiring minimal research. Index funds offer modest passive income through dividends from the companies they hold. These are either paid out or reinvested, depending on your preference. While not as lucrative as REITs, the dividends add a nice bonus to the fund's growth. Like stocks and REITs, index funds can be held in tax-advantaged accounts like ISAs or IRAs, shielding dividends and gains from taxes. This makes them a great choice for long-term wealth building, as you keep more of your returns. Index funds are one of the safest ways to invest. By spreading your money across hundreds of companies, you reduce the risk of any single failure. The S&P 500 has historically returned 8 to 10% annually over decades, though short-term dips happen. Patience is key. Hold for 10+ years, and you're likely to see solid growth. 4 years ago, I invested $100 in an S&P 500 index fund via Vanguard. Today, it's worth $179.36, a 79.36% return. This steady growth shows why index funds are a favorite for beginners and pros alike. They're simple, low cost, and deliver consistent results over time. After 4 years, here's how my $100 investments stacked up. Each option has its strengths and weaknesses. Index funds are my top pick for beginners due to their simplicity, low risk, and strong returns. REITs are great for passive income, gold for stability, crypto for high risk, high reward, and stocks for those willing to dive deep into research. The key? Start early. Thanks to compounding, even $100 can grow significantly over time. If you're curious about the easiest ways to make money online, check out my next video, Point to Screen. Don't forget to subscribe for more wealth building tips, and I'll see you in the next one.